What's up, Malphus? This is your boy Malphus May, and today we are on our part three of our Zell series. And I'm joined with, of course, the legendary man himself, BMT. How you doing today, my guy?
Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Glad to be here for another classic restream that we're about to do.
Yeah. And today's topic, as y'all can see in the title, why it's not safe in safe spaces. I want to start off with mine, then we're gonna get BMT thoughts. My first thought is safe spaces are initially good, just like I think most things are initially good. I think they start off as good and they have this context of okay, we want to empower men in the manosphere. We want to empower women in feminism. We want to empower black people in this category. We want to empower these people in this community. But over time, you become more. Once you get too involved in it, it becomes too safe of a space where you get in a bubble, and then your bubble leads to a unsafe space because nothing can penetrate your bubble, and ideas start to falter, and you get stuck in your ways. You become more of a introvert. I only mess with my people, I only talk to my people. I don't learn, I don't evolve, I can't grow. When the world changes, I struggle to change with it. Everything is an enemy, no one is my friend, and everybody as part of another group is bad. Now, if the other group is directly opposed to your group, for instance, if you're for black people, and then obviously somebody say I'm like for the Klan or someone, of course we can't. They don't. They're not going to jail, but in most cases, we speak to each other in a tone in which we separate ourselves from everyone else, and this is the only space I want to talk in. This is the only place I want to learn from. This is the only place in which I want to grow in. And you lose track of the real world because the internet has become so big and diverse that you can't function outside. So you see a lot more introverted people who don't lack social skills. You see people that say they would talk to people in a way they would never talk to people. I've seen some loud people on the internet that would never be loud in real life. They are respectful in real life, but on the internet they will talk to you crazy. But again, we have created these spaces in which we believe that until they get in these spaces so far that they don't go outside no more and they can't speak. So these safe spaces become unsafe to everyone else but the people that agree with you, even to the point where if you disagree with them, you are the enemy. I think BMT had something similar to that yesterday. Even if he wasn't being the enemy, you can go watch that one yesterday where people will perceive you as the enemy and you're trying to get me instead of living in a reasonable world. And before I go to BMT, I want to go over a recap. We talked about 2 weeks ago lonely men and how, well, lonely people in general. It goes in every case and how over time you had to live with yourself over the pandemic and you had to start focusing on you. And last week we talked about how sudden people become so honorary, they become so self obsessed that they start leading packs and they think they have this God given right and ability to change the world and be this great person that I don't have to listen to no one else. And it become like a sociopathic tendency that all these people that you see leading most of these charges, whether it's on the manosphere, the feminist movement, and they're trying like, I'm trying to lead women the way they are supposed to be led. I'm trying to lead men in the way they're supposed to be. I'm trying to help them grow. And I think personally that is dangerous. So I wanted to go with a 3-part series. BMT, your thoughts on everything I just said. Shout out to Sexy Red TV Reactions.
First off, thank y'all for allowing me to be here. Thank you for requesting me to be here. I definitely enjoy that of the insight that um, men um, that are keeping a balance or are looking at the scale of the balance are starting to speak up. And I I understand that when you go home, you want to have that somewhat of a safe environment of a space to feel comfort, but you also have to realize that sooner or later, that safety or that comfort of that bubble. When we first go to school, we're nervous about that first day of school, because now you're going to have to start dealing with interacting with other policies, other people. You can definitely see the difference of a child that is just stays in his house versus a child that actually goes out and about and deals with that of society. The mindset of the naivety are definitely night and day. And so, in looking at this stuff, this is why I said social media is very hypersensitive and very overabundantly in the entitlement realm, because you're seeing it, whereas to the men feel like my voice is not being heard, and you would respond to them, well, what is it about you that I need to listen to you? What is it specifically about you that I need to yield to that of your leadership or your speaking talking points? You have it where that of the women have their space, where they have that of grandeurs of delusion, rather than dealing with that of the exact of society and what's going on, and that they want a comfort, a blanketed comfort with no that of accountability on both scales. You're seeing this, and we've heard this. You heard this with the men, that when you try to hold men to a certain vast of a standard, that is a problem. How dare you? Well, in this, well, this person said that, or I'm just using content creators. Don't mind me. This is me. When I hear men speak about that of Kevin Samuels, they feel empowered that a man is getting at the women, checking the women, and putting them in their place. And you would ask the question, well, in cyberspace, on a panel that he controls, outside of that, what power do you have off of the click of the button? Well, he has thousands of followers. Okay, but outside of that, what scope of laws or judges or principalities are yielding to him? When you look at it with the women, talking about that of their hypersexual behavior and saying that, well, because I do what I do, there shouldn't be a caste system of judgment. You should look at me as a gem or a jewel, but to each is their own. You're not that gal. You're not that chosen one. Neither is that guy. And so I would honestly say we're looking at it now where even down to schools and workplaces, they have been pushing safe spaces where when things start getting too hard, let me retreat into that area rather than conflict resolution my way through it. You and I've been through that. We've had hard days at work, in life, and we understand that running away from it does not mean that your problem has disappeared. It just means that you're postponing that of dealing with that of the reality that is happening. But I give you the mic. Go ahead, brother.
Shout out to Miller DC. Shout out to my guy. He showed up today. But to your point, a lot of people are like running to safe spaces. Like I said, in itself, safe spaces are not bad because sometimes your ideas, you want to throw ideas off people. You want a place that you can be yourself. You can say what you want to say. But the problem is when you get so comfortable that you're afraid to be challenged
Right.
or you're afraid to, like, you don't know enough. Because that's one thing I've noticed too. A lot of people will say things based on facts that they go by or they want to hear or things they want. Appreciate you, Miller. But I was talking to Miller about this, how nowadays people want people to agree with them. By the way, this is not new. This is a continuous thing that's been going on for a long time. Where even like, for instance, churches have become a safe space for a lot of people, where they can just do whatever they want through the week, and the pastor just has to say, "I forgive you," and God will forgive you, and it's all good. Instead of actually repenting and changing that behavior. You know what I mean? like when Like God said, don't do this. You have to repent and change that behavior. Instead, they tell you now to God forgives you all and you can do this and that. BMT, do you know why they do that? Why?
Uh, no,
I want
the
to see
thing
your
about
perspective.
it is,
I have got one.
and because my time being in the church, and I was a minister. Yes, I know it's hard to believe. Um, People like knowing that there's a parachute of redemption. So what? I stole. God knows my heart. Only God can judge me. You've heard that, and I've heard that. You can't judge me because only God knows my soul. And I'll be like, well, I can judge you because I'm your peers. We're around you. We can't you to that of a standard. Listen, like we have this thing of, we'll use certain scriptures or quotes as that of a relevance to that mitigate that of the accountability aspect of what we do. And so, this is why a lot of people look at Christians, pastors, different vices of religion whenever certain things pop up and say, well, this person doesn't want to hold the same value of standard that of society pressures on us. They'll say, well, I just need to give it to God or give it to Jesus. So I'm pregnant out of wedlock. It's it's that's I would fix it. Versus you need to do the road work. So
That is true. And the other problem that comes in with that in the church that I know is a problem with. By the way, I do teach Sunday school, so I'm in this thing too. A lot of people want money out of it. I got in trouble in Jackson, Mississippi because I said, "Yo, how is your church worth millions of dollars, but everybody in your neighborhood around you is dirt poor?" Like I thought the church was a place to benefit blessing for everybody, while the only people succeeding is you and your friends. Of course, when people get caught out in power triple situation, they get upset. The same thing with the people at the Jackson school system when I told them that the people were stealing money from them, and it came out a year later. A lot of like three of them in jail now, but a lot of situations happen when things like that happen. They get called out for it, and they're like, "How dare you try to break what's going on?" I'm like, they are telling you people right now that me on 90.1 talking to the radio host telling you how dare you try to break what's going on. They are snitching on themselves. And they do that. And like I said, it's money involved. If I tell you make you feel better, you're gonna probably be feeling good and you're gonna give me money. If I could tell you I'm gonna make you rich and you feel better, you're gonna give me money. If I tell you that you're oppressed and it ain't your fault that life happened, people will give you money. You see a trend, BMT? If I tell
I see,
you
I've seen it. I've seen it. I agree with you, bro. Like,
if I
tell
tell
me why I'm feeling to make it feel like, hey, better yet, it's the black woman's fault why the black community is the way it is. Yeah, it's not your fault, Zell. The reason why you didn't get that job was black women voted for that of a political party. Ruined it for
I
you.
am.
And I'm like, hold on, dude. Are you part of the political process? No, no, no. There's nothing we can do. Hold on, dude. Let's look at this. You're staying in that of a heel of a space, but are you actually out there going out in a time to go out there and lobby, step out and put forth the money to deal with integration and society and multifaceted job? What are you doing? What are you doing? And if you're not going to actually be part of the process, this is why I said the safe space is actually a weakening hub for men who don't want to actually deal with that, and the women that don't want to deal with that of the consequences of that of the actions of society that they are replicated in. So you have this hue of a transition of issues happening. This is why you see certain women do certain things, and they're like, well, you can't
Dropping
judge
nuts.
me, or you can't judge me Who are you? Well, I'm society. I'm society. Society doesn't have a stick to say or wag at me. Yes, we can. Because well, it's because of this group or because of that. If you notice that, there's been a lot of shifting the pile of blame shame to not deal with that of the issues. That's all I'm saying, dude. And this is what I'm saying. It's making the men and the women weaker and weaker of dealing with that of something that you and I are out there forging and fighting. And this is the problem. Yes, you want to talk about money? Okay, cool. Then let's look at that of your financial past. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, no offense, but hold on now. You go to a bank, what are they going to do? Tell us about your financial history. You want to get a home or an apartment? What are they going to do? Tell us about your 10 years of your living history. Any and everything that you do, they're going to ask for a repertoire of your pattern of how your accountability record played out. Sally, people don't like hearing that because guess what? Oh shit. You're going to judge me? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's nice that you want that 70-inch TV, but yet you don't qualify with your credit for it because you have not been that of accountable with the smaller things. So you guess what, you'll go to a place where you got bad credit. Don't worry about it. Come here. We don't care about your bad credit. You can come here, pay as you go, fuck up as you go, get pregnant as you go, be unaccountable with your life as you go. See, that's what's going on. That's why you got the safe spaces. You can be a fuck up all you want. Just don't tell me I'm fucking up. That's why you see society where kids can't handle getting at them. Hey, man, it's your fault why you didn't get that job. You're supposed to go there, apply, talk to the management, tell them that you called them back. You know how we did it when we were younger. Tell them that you called them back. Wait wait 1 or 2 days. Say, hey, I sent my application. Did you see it? My name is Zell. My name is BMT. I'm very interested in the job. You know what I'm saying? I would like to talk to the manager. Sometimes we would even go there early, hello, to the job, even though we didn't get the job, but they would see the ambition of accountability, showing up to say, if you give me the job, I will be here to do this. Nowadays, you're hoping that because I did something, I should be given that a reward, a satisfaction. That's not how life works. Well, that's how they want it to work, and that's why we're having a problem now.
That is true. In these spaces, you also in because I want to show y'all something. The reason I want to talk about this is because they don't tell you these people. BMT, do anyone in here know who this is?
I don't think so. I don't think
I
so.
want to know because when I talk to black people, no black people know what this is. No black people know who this man is. I want to anybody to chat know who this is. I want to just see real quick before we go. Anybody know who this man is? This man was born in 1877. By the way, he died in 1963. He spent most of his teenage year working as a handyman in Cincinnati for Cincinnati Orlando. Carter G. Woodson. That is not right. Even though I do know who Carter G. Woodson is, that shout out to that. But he is Garrett Morgan. That's his name. His name is Garrett Morgan. You know what he did? BMT.
What did
Black
Garrett
man
do?
in the early 1900s. He invented the traffic light. A black man during Jim Crow era invented the traffic light.
Wow, that is pretty
He also
huge.
made,
That means his work is still being used even today.
yeah, Shout out to Queen. She got her. She got what he invented. Right. He also invented the smoke hood and hair care products. So something used today was actually invented by him. Do people know who this man is? It's kind of cheating. BMT, you know who that is?
Uh, Another black inventor.
That is true. During this period, he did this in 1848. His name is Lewis Howard Latimer, one of my favorite people. You know what he invented?
No, what did Lewis Hattemore invent? I like
He
this. We're
helped
learning.
he helped Alexander Graham Bell invent the telephone. He helped him patent the telephone. You know who he
Really?
worked with? You want to know who he worked with?
No, Nikolai Tesla.
Thomas Edison. He helped invent the better version of the light bulb because when Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, it had no carbon around it. Therefore, the lights got real hot and shorted out quick. He helped invent the carbon around the light bulb. Therefore, it worked better. And he worked for Thomas Edison until he died because Thomas Edison, like, this black man is a genius.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing, right? Now, this is in the 1800s. Like, it's hard in these times, during these excuse times. Yeah, you never seen this picture? Like a lot of people have. I got a few more that we're gonna go over. I got one more that I was. You know who this black lady is? Let's show the black women some love. You know who that is? She's newer, so
Who
her
is this?
name is
Who is this?
Patricia Bath. She invented the thing that fixes your cataracts in your eyes. The cataract surgery that you use now when you got cataract. She invented the laser that cut it off.
Really? Well,
Yeah, so a black woman.
I wish I could thank her because she has helped a lot of men like me. She
She
has helped a
has.
lot.
She invented the laser. She recently died in 2019, right before COVID. So prayers up to her family and all that. But these people, by the way, Marcus Lattimore helped patent the safety elevator too. I wanted to bring that up. He invented the safety elevator, so that little elevator that you climb up that's in all the apartments in the. Marcus Lattimore, if I talk about him, we could go all day. That man invented so much stuff. We also Matter of fact, I want to show this. I want to share this screen. Let me get this link open so I can share this screen. Let me share this real quick. But see
I,
what during a time when it wasn't popular to do, they tell you that you can't because other people holding you back. But I gave you examples of people during Jim Crow era that was hated that got picked up by geniuses, even by racist people because they were so smart.
I like that they forged through that of uh, the adversities and still build that. So slavery, racism, redlining, and negative things. That right, that makes perfect sense. I would think so. I would think. I would think so. I mean, there's a lot of people, despite that shortcomings, they built things to better their lives or people that were doing those jobs. Putting together the train cars. That was a very, very dangerous job in the day where guys used to lose their hands or fingers. You know, when them train cars snap together, that that metal just steel just snap your finger straight off. You know, that's why you notice a lot of back in the day, a lot of them they have had missing finger digits. A black man made that the train cart link that on a magnetism mechanism that when it gets close, you don't even have to get close to it. It actually snap together and lock in. Save thousands of men from losing fingers and nails and hands and limbs. They didn't have to worry about getting close together to put it together. All they had to do was just push the cart together, and then boom, it was done. Obviously, I just want people to be safe. But
Let's
a
go
lot of
over.
people, go ahead, you got it.
I would just say. By the way, shout out some black women. I just want to give some more things just in case you didn't. Not 1885, a black woman, Sarah Good, invented the folding cabinet bed. All you people in New York with the studio apartments in Chicago, you can thank her. She invented that. And that's also defeats the manosphere thing that women can't do anything. It didn't help. Again, you see multiple women. Potato chips. George Crumb. Did you know a black man invented potato chips? BMT.
Yes, I do. I actually read that. And did a when I was in culinary school. I did that with one of my short book reports about that. At first, I thought it was the French that made the potato chips. Nope, it's a black man. It's a black man.
Garrett Morgan is also one of my favorite people. He made the gas mask.
That probably has saved a lot of soldiers in the battlefield, or a lot of people.
You see, Philip B. Downing made the protective mailbox. Charles Richard Drew made the blood bank. Sarah Boone, shout out to her. Sarah Boone is one of my favorite people. She actually, I think she's from Mississippi. I think she was helping at my school. Improved ironing board. I might be wrong on that. I got the wrong person. You see Garrett Morgan again. Traffic light. We talked about them again. You see, Nurse Mary Van Britton Brown, home security system. That's I can't believe it. Refrigerated trucks.
That's a $1 billion business.
Yeah, refrigerated trucks. Frederick McKinley Jones.
Yep.
The electric microphone. Dr. James E. West. A super soaker. So all the kids playing with a super soaker. Lonnie Johnson. Tissue holder.
He got paid for that. He just got paid for that. The patent of the super soaker design.
I heard that too recently. He was actually an aerospace engineer. Tissue holder, Mary Davidson, so you don't have to just have your tissue there. A black woman made that for you. We already talked about Patricia Bath. We all know George Washington Carver. That's the one thing they taught us in school. Like the one thing they did teach us in school was he made all the peanut butter stuff. The clothes dryer, George T. Sampson. Dustpan, Lord P. Ray. Folding chair, John Purdy. Golf tee, Dr. George Grant. Ice cream scooper, Alfred L. Crabbe. This one that shocked y'all, right? The lawnmower. John Albert Burr. Lawn sprinkler, Joseph A. Smith. The modern toilet, Thomas Elkin. The mop, Thomas W. Stewart. The first drag queen was a black man. Paper chess, biscuit cutter, letterbox, street sweepers, train alarm, radio detector. Y'all get my point. Most of these people did this in a time it wasn't popular to do this. So what BMT was saying earlier when they were like, we can't do nothing about it, we can't change the world. I just listed a bunch of black people, black men and women, for anybody who talking about whatever, who changed the world, BMT, during a time when it was much harder to change the world. The modern toilet was invented by a black man. We don't have to sit on that little flat thing and use the bathroom and hope it slide through no more. People that struggle in life, the reason I bring this up is people that struggled in life made a way, and they made it despite all the excuses they had, they still made a way. They made families work, they made the struggles work. I always talk about Lewis T. Lattimore. If y'all don't know, his parents were slaves. They were free, but they tried to get him back. A man in Boston, shout out to that white man in Boston, who said, hey, he bought his freedom. He's free. We'll pay for whatever you're saying. He's our slave now. And then they set him free because he already paid because he went to the army. Lewis Lattimore also went to the army. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of easy places that when you start blaming in these safe spaces and other things, like I said, they not bad on its own, but once you start using them as a catalyst or a crutch to why life is bad for you, it becomes more of a, this is why I can't survive in today.
Right.
These people holding me back. The Matrix. I heard that all the time from specifically the white side of manosphere, but the Matrix is the reason they control everything and they stop everything from happening and all of this, and that's why creation ain't happening anymore. I don't know what to tell you. People that struggle to get to where they are.
The thing about it is,
you gonna be empty?
No, 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 no. I first off, I want to thank you for sharing that educational moment of people that, despite uh that couldn't walk down certain streets, they couldn't be out past dusk, they couldn't do certain things that we ourselves like it was you weren't allowed to go into the libraries, certain libraries that had better books or better access to information or stuff like that. So they had to go find whatever research and be very creative and very enduring. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people say, "Hey, just stay on this side of the tracks. What are you doing?" And so they could have stayed there and keep your head ducked down, but that I want a safer and more abundant lifestyle. And when you see that happen, just like a lot of people, we have the conversation about, well, the immigrants are coming, they're taking our jobs. Well, what are you doing if you know that information? Are you doing to reassure that you cannot be removed from that job? Because let's say, for instance, Zell is a master carpenter or a journeyman carpenter. There's always work for him because that's not a skill that you can just toss by the wayside. Oh, we don't need that. No, because the accumulated amount of experience and knowledge, and that's the thing about it that I noticed in my time in the military and in life. When I started pushing for harder for success or certain types of lifestyle of livelihood, I didn't see as much of me in the rooms. Or who wants to try out for the position of assistant team leader or manager? Man, I don't know about that shit. You've heard that. Hey, bro, shit, don't do that. It acquired more responsibility. Fuck it. Cool. I'll try. You gonna try? No, no. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You got to be here early. You got to put in more work. You got to be more accountable, and you will see some of your own people will turn against you. Because how dare you start to think? How dare you start to actually push your standard? It's like if any of y'all ever did lift the weights or did push-ups or sit-ups or run. If you never push your body, you don't feel the pain. If you push past that, of you're going to start feeling you're running out of breath. You want to vomit or pee on yourself. When you squatting or you lifting, your body's aching, and when you just get through that, you're like, dang, tomorrow's Tuesday and I got to do it again, or I can just not go back. That's why everybody can't sit in the center of the ring and get the belt. I can't get a man or a woman that literally fixed their credit. They could have gone for housing, but they're like, no, I want better. I want to do better. Like y'all gotta y'all gotta understand, man. With the way how society is going right now, that comfort zone is not working, man. Like these talking points are not working. Nobody like it's literally it's falling to deaf ears, man. And when they start calling you by your name and by you're known for your works, nobody gives a damn about how many women or men that you done taken to the bedchamber. But what we do care about is fix a carburetor or change tires or do some type of technical work, or a woman that literally is proficient in the medical or psychological field. Those are acquired skills for society. So when you're having these talks with these men and these women about, hey, it's this and that. Well, have you gotten therapy to level out your talking points? Man, shut the hell up. Whoa, chill out, dude. What are you afraid to face? These demons or deal with these problems? I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm telling you what you need to hear. You need to get leveled up. Same thing with a lot of the women. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, by the way, I brought this up and I have to keep doing I have to do more. Henry Sampson invented the cell phone. Q Dorsey invented the doorknob. Robert Flemings, I know y'all know that name. Y'all done heard that name. He invented the guitar. Jay Gregory with the motor. By the way, some of these helped with the patent, and some of them couldn't even get the patent, so they had to like give it to someone else. H.A. Jackson invented the kitchen table. Uh, Latimer and Nicholas invented the electric lamp. J. Standard Europe invented the refrigerator. Most people don't know that he invented the refrigerator, not the modern refrigerator, but a refrigerator.
Hey,
Augustus Jackson invented ice cream. A black man. I remember him.
question.
That's 100%.
Zell, I have a question. Why do you think the modern man or woman wants, as much as we wanted to be out there, to get off the thought plantation, why are they trying to make safe hubs to why are they trying to make safe space hubs rather than actually go out there and just either get you got it or you don't? Why do you think that?
One is fear. I find this, even though if I say I lean left or whatever, I find that fear is a good way to also control the narrative. Not only that, telling people what they want to hear, but also controlling fear. Because if most people, let's be honest, we talked about this yesterday, me and BMT. Well, he talked about it, and then I spoke in the chat. Most people want to be the CEO. They don't want what comes with being the CEO. For instance, me and BMT working, I contract BMT, I signed my name to it. I'm the CEO of Overall 99. BMT does something, and I'm not paying attention to it. He does something illegal, and I signed off on it. The federal government not going to BMT. They going to the person who signed off on it. Is that not the law, BMT? Am I wrong on it?
Yes, sir.
You signed off on it. It's your company. You are responsible for what happens on your company. I am liable. I can go to jail for something somebody else did that I wasn't paying attention to. That is the course of leadership or standing out. Everybody ain't made to be leaders. A lot of people claim they want to be leaders, but when you put them on the stand to be a leader, they don't want to be that. So of course they want to follow a group. Most people are followers. People talk about the Bible. The Bible called people sheep. It don't even hide it, BMT. You have a few shepherds, most people sheep. Why does the Bible call you sheep? Why does the Quran do the same thing? By the way, they tell you not to read the other one, but once you read them, you find out how similar they is. It's interesting. Your whole childhood they tell you don't read that book because it's opposite with this book, but then you read it, it's the same book almost. But they tell you that why to keep you fearful that group gonna do that, even though it's very similar. By the way, the Quran mentions Jesus more than the Bible do. That's a very interesting fact for people who don't believe in it. But I think it's fear. I'm afraid to go out and try and fail. As BMT brung up the lifting weight. When you lift weights, you tear muscle and it rebuilds, right, BMT?
Right.
And when it comes
Right.
back stronger, your muscles come back stronger after they tear apart. Most people are scared to be tore apart.
I'm glad you brought that up. If y'all ever read the book, they talk about the disciples. Let me give you a quick phrase. A lot of Jesus healings and ministry without them. He moved. He because they were like, Rabbi, you hang with the Gentiles, the unclean, and so Jesus like, you're not mentally prepped or built to go into the, because see, understand this, the standard that Jesus had when he would go into those rooms with the gypsies, the thieves, the killers, the prostitutes, the warlords, the soldiers. they looked at him differently because he was not somebody that was easily that could be swayed by a certain talking point, you know, versus that of versus that of versus that of the disciples. And it's like he told Peter, he was like, listen, when they take me and they start asking you, how do you align yourself with? And we see this happen when certain people start coming at that of your ideologies. Oh no, I'm not with them. Or I don't think like them. I don't act like them. Wait, but I saw you with them. Aren't you one of them? Aren't you a Christian? Aren't you a man of spirit? Aren't you with that movement? And then, but I don't talk like them. I don't saw you in the chats. I saw you in the group. I saw you in the Discord. I saw you in the forum. So you tend to have these things happen where people see you in space, but when they actually start challenging out of the ideology, you know what I'm saying, Zell? Then you saw how it happened on the panels. The talking points started changing. The way how they started thinking started changing on certain stuff. Whoa. We just want to look at that of what you believe in. You say you believe in a doctrine, so let us look at your doctrine and start critiquing your doctrine. See, when you start asking and critiquing that of the Bible, Christians start acting a certain type of way. We both know this. When you start talking to that of a Muslim or anybody of a certain type of faction or group, red or Democrat, and you start pulling out, don't just pull out the good, but also the bad, you start seeing the escapism start to happen. You start seeing that of the narrow the ideology of little shit. I don't fuck with that, but your group does, and is that not part of your group? Is that not part of your doctrine? But Midtown, did y'all not talk about that? It's okay to be with somebody of a consensual age. Well, hold up, that's only a few of them. So is your group pushing against that? Hold on, what's this about y'all talking to children about their rectums and different? Whoa! That's not all of us, but it's amongst your ranks. See, when you start pulling out and putting in the mirror, Jesus told Peter, "You will deny me 3 times before the rooster crows." And we've seen this. Zell and I have seen this with men and women part of these safe spaces. When you start to challenge their doctrine ideologies, they start to deny it, but they want to have it applied to you. That's why I said it's funny when I was talking about that hypersensitivity last night, that when I start pulling out the mirror, how dare you judge black men, BMT? Well, Negro, I am a black man. Zell is a black man. Why can we not judge our peers? You're known for the work of your labor. How dare you talk about black women? Well, am I not that of a man? Is it not that they ask, what do us men protect or bring? So you're right. I'm going to want to know, or I'll tell Zell, whoa, don't protect her. She's about a certain type of lifestyle that could put you in harm's way. That's not fair. Yes, it is. So I'm not gonna lie, these safe spaces these days have made men and women utterly weak. That's all I got. They just made them weak.
True. And another, as we stated, people, as I was stating, then BMT went on about making them weak. It's a fear factor in being. You see the Klan even talk about, oh, we don't hate black people, we just don't want them. We just don't want them around. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, it is so safe now. Even the Klan refuses just to be like, we hate black people. Now, I'm from Mississippi. Them old white dudes from Mississippi, they go crazy. The young ones, they'll be racist. They won't say it. And I saw some people talk about this. How once people realize how to get around something, they skate around it rather than upfront doing it. Oh, I don't hate women. I just think they should shut up and do what they told. What? You don't I think they should be free, but they should do what I say. What? That doesn't make sense. Or someone, oh, men should do this, this, and this, and they shouldn't do this. What? Are you and I we had this discussion the other day on one of the man caves about a few months ago where do you check all the boxes you require to check off? A simple question. It's not I'm not being negative or anything like that. Do you as a man or as a woman check off all the boxes you require to check off because maybe you're not checking off the boxes to do the things you want? Can BMT tell me as a man what to do in a situation? Does he check the boxes to tell me what to do as a man? If I as BMT, okay, I got this project in the house. I got a stud over here because I have a little carpentry experience. I got a stud over here. I got some studs. If I make this at a right angle, will it hold up? I asked BMT, what should I do? BMT give me advice, but then I gotta ask myself, does BMT check the boxes to give me this advice, or should I seek someone else out? Right, BMT? Because if BMT don't know what he's talking about, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna do something. I'm listening to someone who does not know what to do in that situation.
I,
So
I
no,
agree. I agree.
so it's just like, how long has your pastor preached? What does he preach? Does he go over the whole Bible or does he go over the same 7 verses? Do these podcasts that you listen to, do they talk about the same subject matter over and over again because they have no conversation? I'm always here to have a conversation. I hate doing the same thing over unless I want a different perspective on it from something. For instance, if I had a conversation about something and I've had this conversation twice, I don't want to do it again. I might invite a trans man to come on here because I haven't had that conversation yet. Some people gonna be looking at it side eye, but again, that's the only way the conversation can go further. Or I'm just repeating myself, talking to the same people about the same thing because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lack
I
conceptual. Yeah,
yeah.
you lack conceptual. I learned something when I was in school, BMT, where I went up and living from a small country town in Mississippi, your world is very small. You have set ideas and you have a set thing. And then once you go out, you meet different people, your perspective changes. Why BMT? Because I got out of my space of my small little town
Space.
in Mississippi. I got out of my space and went to a bigger city and saw different things. I met different type of people raised different ways. Do I agree with it? Do I take a lot of what I come from my small town with me? Yes. But I have an understanding now of another group, right? Instead of what I learned in my small
Mm.
experience. I was going over it was in Sunday school. I was talking about teaching and observing and went over the definition of teaching. Teaching is when a person with experience teaches someone who doesn't, and an observer is a person who observes to what they are being taught. And the reason the observer is the observer instead of just a student, I rather call them observers because once you don't do what you're told, what you say you do, the observer should be able to call you out. I use the example of my nephew. If I'm doing something, he said, Uncle Trevor, you didn't do this. You said this, but you didn't do it. I have to be held responsible. I can't go, by the way, I hate this saying. Do as I say, not as I do. I hate that saying because that's telling my nephew right there that, okay, once I'm of a certain age or a certain status, it doesn't matter what rules that I set as a responsible person. I can just say do as I say, not as I do, because okay, when I'm his age, I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and I don't have to be held accountable for what I say. So again, do you check off the boxes in what you're saying? Do you check it off? Are you the teacher, observer, whatever? Do you check out the boxes? BMT, thoughts on that?
I would say, and I have a Like like you heard me say yesterday, I will never something that I myself do not know or haven't experienced or haven't done the research properly on. I can speak about homelessness because I was homeless. I can speak about starving or having to deal with some form of poverty, but I was there. Dealing with women, the household there. What we know is people who have not stepped out or afraid show that of their lashes or their marks of that of society and say, this did happen. I've been out there and I've tried it. I take more serious. What I will I will listen to the man that has the versus the man who just has the degree. He just graduated and got his degree versus the man who says, listen, I don't have the degree, but I know how to fix this tractor. Because I've been fixing tractor for 10 to 20 years straight. Yeah, that guy has a degree on how to fix a tractor, but that man has said and experience and scrapes and knuckle brashes all on him, fingernails all blackened. You've seen that. I'll listen to the guy who knows how to repair a roof. I remember you said, "Hey, I was that guy. I used to sling that tile on my back and climb up." I said, "You know what? I will listen to him about hard work and labor." But I noticed, like, I mean, there's one guy said, "Yeah, we're gonna put up the roof around 11 o'clock in the morning," and we're like, "No, we got out there before the sun get up." The guy was like, "Wait, no, no, that's too early." That's the whole point. Anybody who has been up there, got the bruises, the marks on, you know exactly what I'm saying. That tile gets hot.
Does your back be burning?
Your back will burn. Your feet. God forbid you got sneakers on, you're gonna feel it. Them nails and all that stuff. A roof gets really hot. It retracts a lot of heat. It retains a lot of heat. But it was that experience, like Brother Zell will say, "Nah, we gotta get there early. Have the truck. Let's pack the truck down. Get there
4
early.
a.m.
Have our food, and we get all the materials on the roof early, and we can just take the stuff. Hell, let's take the stuff off the roof now and get rid of it." See, that's because he has a set experience versus somebody who just watched a YouTube video. And I got a problem with that. I don't like the people who they watch the said life of the world through that of a screen versus that of somebody who's actually been out there and tried and true has gone through it. I would respect that of a man or woman that's like, hey, I know it seems scary or hard, but baby boy, baby girl, you gotta get over that shit. No, 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 I can't. I just can't. The sky's falling. And see, we got to think about. You got to be very scared, very wary of. I'm sure about this. The devil can go to church. Fearmongers love telling you, and I'm gonna show you like this. Andrew Tate will X, Y, and Z on how stupid women are, but he won't tell you how dumb men are and how naive men are and gullible they are these days. See, he'll tell you about how the women are, but he won't tell you about those gullible, naive men that are yearning for any type of leadership. Why? Because he needs that of the money. See, that's why Zell like, nah, he ain't gonna tell you you're stupid, because he needs you. But he'll get that beast inside you and say, hey, women are dumb and stupid. Versus him telling that to Zell, no. I could challenge. And so that's why y'all see whenever he talks to certain type of men, not in those safe spaces, they decimate him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you saw him concept of his idealisms, the fact versus feelings and all that debate. Even though I know a lot of people that say fact versus feelings, getting their feelings a lot. But one thing, let's see, we got somebody on here. Oh, he talking to Shannon B from a while ago. But one thing I have learned in these so-called safe spaces, they usually come with leadership that wants money. It's usually a person who is wanting to feed into a certain importance to of themselves, and they also like, I have a message, I have this, I have that. My message. I was listening to the Sneeko on his thing. I know you did a video on Sneeko, right? On BMT.
Yes.
So he did his thing. I watched the whole thing, and he was saying weird things. Cause I have a hard. I don't. He is confusing to me. I usually can call him out. I don't know if he's like a scammer or is he just copying and influenced by said people. Cause he's young, so it could go either way. He don't.
Um,
I don't. He's an internet baby, so again, that's why I think it could go in a way because he is a internet baby. He was on YouTube at 14 years old, doing commentary, repeating what
well, he was very
influence
responsible.
was saying. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. So I don't know if he was. I don't know if he's influenced or he a pure scammer, and he just see Andrew Tate and think he's cool and want to copy him. So I don't know, but he says interesting things where he said that I want my message out, and my message is more important than being banned or anything else. And he said, I don't care about being rich, but I need to be rich to get my message out. And I got confused. I'm like, I thought you didn't need to be rich. I thought it was all about getting your message out. And then the next thing you show me is that you want to sell me a product for $50 a month. BMT, I have never had a message that I ever required payment from. If
Well,
I want to give advice, I give all my advice for free. I have helped many people get partnered on YouTube, on Twitch. People more successful than me. Shout out to my guy Miller DC. He was here earlier. BMT, you remember the guy here earlier?
yes.
He just reached 2 million views. I fought him to start doing boxing podcast. I'm like, God, you love boxing. Me and this guy named Phil from Europe. We were like, hey, listen, he's a Twitch streamer. I'm like, you have this voice, you have a certain thing, and you love boxing, and you have this commentator voice, and you're passionate about it when you speak on. Because we were just in like a call. I don't know if Miller's still here, but he can attest it. We was in a call, and he was just talking boxing. And while he was talking boxing, I could hear passion in his voice. He's like, "Oh, right hand, oh, left hand." He wouldn't even. But I was like, we can work on that, get the ooze out and all that. And he can be a professional. He's one. He just got 2 million views. BMT. You know what I mean? He just got 2 million views on his channel. His videos are blowing up. People like him. He has a great community. Shout out to people over there. And I'm like, and I encourage him to start. I even started with him because I don't know if he like I know how it is to start these, and people don't want to start them alone. So I started with him and just let him go. Other people I know, partner streamers and people doing big events who wanted to quit doing something, and I said, "You got it." Now they are a decent sized name. And it's not even a brag on what I did because I did very little in those situations. I was just there to encourage something that people wanted to do. I'm not telling them how to do it, how to live their lives. I never told Miller how to speak or do it. I was like, you got it. You know what I mean, BMT? You got a gift. I just want to encourage that gift and that you shine. And I am proud of my dude. I'm proud of all the people I call my little sisters who go off on their Twitch streams and are doing big things. Because I know how many times you wanted to quit and you told me you did. Like, and that's and my message. I ain't never been like, "Hey, bro, I know how to get on. I know how to. I done help so and so do what's name, and I can get you on." I don't know if I can get you on. That man had a gift, and I knew that gift, and I encouraged that gift. I encouraged their gifts. If you have a gift at something, I encourage it. Like I said on the last week podcast, on the last version of this is weird to me because I'm used to speaking in public. So me talking to a camera makes me strange, but I'm learning as I go. And I'm learning how to orchestrate and talk because, as you can see, I do my hand movements as a public speaker. BMT when I'm
I'm gonna
speaking in
tell
front of
you.
Mike.
I'm gonna tell you this that as I was digesting and listening to it, I told you, Zell, you come at it from that of a balance of, if you say something, can you afford to live by that of what you speak? And this is the thing about it. So long, it's like keeping the training wheels on your bike versus you want to be able to keep up with that society or the group, but you don't want to take the training wheels off. Or, oh, whoa, y'all are riding up a hill. My training wheels don't allow me to do that. Well, take them off. Yeah, but then I have to learn how to balance myself. Take them off. It's okay. Yeah. Well, what if I fall? It's all right. We've all fallen. We all that's a part of riding the bike. You're gonna fall. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You gotta learn how to balance and pedal the wheels properly. It happens. Black men, are you afraid to get punched by life? You know what I'm saying? That's why I love listening to Mike Tyson's life. Like I like listening to a lot of old fighters' lifestyle, and they'll tell you like, "Yo, I didn't have it easy." When I listened to that of 50 Cent talk about Marquise, he said, "Yo, my son has a lifestyle that he feels that he's entitled to that of what I work for. But when I was his age, I didn't have none of that. My mom died at 9. I was giving off to my grandma. My dad didn't care for me. If y'all look at all 50 Cent's old videos, he used to have his son in his videos. He said you would coddle too much. That now it's time to be a man. You want to stay in that safe space. You want to hear people validate your opinions of being a man. And see, this is why we're having a problem right now with that masculinity, because you got where more men are worried that of the perception of other people that don't even fuck with you. You're worried about a woman that doesn't even know that you exist. You got women talking about protection to men that owe you nothing. So now when we look at that of the society of what's going on, I don't mind telling a woman, yo, get your money, be on your purpose, get your shit together. If you can't do it without a man, you don't need a man. Whoa, why for that? Because that's a fact. Same thing I would tell a man. You worry about a woman cooking, cleaning, and doing X, Y, and Z for yourself. Bubba, me and my brother Zell, we've been doing that by ourselves for years. A woman doing that, that's an added on bonus to already what we ourselves already know. But see, when you say that, some people are not willing to take their mouth off the nip of suckling off of that the coddling effect. They want a man to tell them you are of value, you are high value, you are special, you are somebody. And when a woman says, you're not that guy, well, she's just a ratchet, dusty bitch. Whoa. Where are we going with this? I don't want to be these broke, dusty niggas. Anyway, why? Because he said that he doesn't want to pay for you. He don't want to give you money. Well, that's because he's broke. No, that doesn't mean he's broke. That just means that he's not afraid to say no. He knows that, hey, I understand if I take you out to do what I got to do, I don't have enough money for my lunch and for my livelihood. That's all I got to say, man. Safe spaces, y'all got to understand, man. You're seeing that it's corroding itself away. Look at the political arena. That's all.
And again, I'm not against it. I just hate being. I just don't want you to be stuck. You know what I mean, BMT? Like I'm not against the initial need for support.
Right.
I just don't want you to be so stuck in it that you blame everyone else for things that happen in your life. I had nothing to do with whatever some other man did to you. I wish it never happened to you. I cannot stop him. I don't know you. I hate whatever that woman that broke your heart and you went on to be. I hate women. You might have divorced her. You might have did this. I can't do nothing about that. That's your life.
That's a
I
fact.
can't. I don't know her. Like, and other women aren't responsible for what she did. Again, when BMT said, "You need therapy," you probably do need therapy to work through that. Somebody broke your heart. Somebody ignored you. I saw what's his name from Fresh and Fit? Myron. Is
Hmm.
Myron the light skinned one? BMT.
I believe so. Yes, he's the light skinned one.
I saw where he had a video. Let me see if I can find it. I just want to quickly go. It's a little TikTok video. Let me see. But he had a rant that women didn't want him when he was playing Halo at 18, and now he up. He gonna make sure all y'all pay, and he gonna hold y'all to some standard. I'm like, why do you? I'm trying to see if I can.
And that's the problem. I wish you could show me that where he says that,
Let me see. I
like,
think it's
because you now have it where a lot of
one
them
second.
Halo dudes are now out and about. They got their money. They got them some income, and because the pussy I couldn't get when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh or Call of Duty or whatever shit that I had Acme, or maybe I just didn't have the type of money or access. It's okay, dude. It's okay. We've been there. It's called developing. I get it. You wanted Tamar, you wanted Tia or Tamara. You wanted a doggone a Carla. You wanted a Gina, but you didn't get that. So you feel that life sucked you down or held you back. Maybe if your daddy had give you a hug and mommy had just told you, see, you feel some vitriol that damn somewhere down in life somebody kicked me in my nuts and I've been wronged. And you gotta learn to let that shit go, man. Like, listen, man. Like, y'all gotta learn. This is why I said these safe spaces. I don't agree with y'all getting on panels and pouring out your heart to a non-credential person. Zell is not a licensed therapist or counselor. Neither am I. And if we were, we wouldn't be counseling you openly in front of thousands of people that do not know you. We wouldn't do that. That's against the law. But that is your personal intimate information. This is why you're seeing a lot of men and women when they talk about that stuff and it gets regurgitated back to them and it hurts. And I've been there. I told a woman some sensitive information and at some time she told me it right back to me. Well, da 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 this, BMT. And I'm like, oh, fuck, bitch. Why? Why would you do that? She was hurting too.
hurt
And when I
people.
say
Hurt people.
hurt people, hurt people. Trauma people seek out trauma people. So that way it's swallow that of the trauma, the pain, and the abuse. Welcome to this space. I
And when
used
you
to be.
put,
Mhm.
I was gonna say, once you put a bunch of hurt people in a hurt space, you get a lot of toxic talk. You get a lot of toxic talk. I'm trying to find it real quick. So I don't. It's on my phone. It was about a few weeks ago. So I'm trying. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but it's a specific one. They put out so many clips from all these different channels. It's hard to find which one I'm looking for.
No, I'm just saying, man. Like they wanted a safe space for LGBTQ members to go to, respectfully, to be able to integrate and find people. Then you had it where the that of the transsexual would approach that of a man and say, "Hey, I would like to date a heterosexual man," and he can't deny me because he will be phobic of me. So that means you fear that of the recourse of rejection. So that why you're trying to enforce that of a talking point or a law to say, hey, it's okay that they can't reject me because that means that they're phobic, versus that of somebody who said, "Nah, I want to build myself. I want to actually have a grounded root. I want to build that of a traditional family or X Y Z." But if they don't feel like they are up to par with that, they can definitely come back at you. And I've seen happen where a man has gotten the transition, he has gotten his change done, and literally just a few weeks or months later, they took themselves out because they couldn't hear, they couldn't deal with when they went in the club. That literally the men could tell that, hey, that is not a woman, that's not a female, and that guess what, you better understand that, hey, they don't care for that of your feelings.
It's a lot that go on in society. I'm looking for this. I can't find it. But yeah, basically what he said is we're gonna go back on what BMT just said, but basically what he was saying was y'all didn't want me when I was playing Halo 18 years old, and now that I'm up, I'm gonna make sure y'all gonna feel me. And I'm
That's a
like,
scary person.
he had a vein in his head and everything. And I'm like,
I got
okay,
you. Gotta get Zell. You gotta get me that clip, bro.
I'm
You
gonna
gotta get me that clip.
I know he said Halo. I'm trying to find the clip.
I'm just saying because you've had it where I find it interesting. He talks about a traditional household, but he has strippers, IG models, and prostitutes come on his show just to deal that of the rejection authority that he felt like. And a lot of people say that's weird. That's weird that you feel like that because why aren't you just moving on? If you're doing better in your life, listen. I was a buck toothed, nerdy, Urkel wearing glasses kid. Stacy Wilson, baby, when I asked you to can you be my girlfriend in third grade, I don't hold that on you. Dalasia, when I asked did you want to go out with me to the Mayday fair and you said no, I don't hold that on you. I am a grown fucking man. Holding that of the sins of the woes of other people on me that I done moved on and affirming my beliefs. I have good friends. I have good family members. I have good associates like Zell and other people that I am working with that keep me in a balanced position. Oh no, you said, do I remember them names? Um, I do because I've met some of those people again, right? And here's the thing about it: like I met some of the people again because of field day. I mean, or like on Facebook. Facebook. See, that's the scary thing about Facebook. It 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 has an algorithm that it connects you to people that either y'all went to the same school, elementary school, high school, and stuff. Not sure if that happened to you, Zell. And the thing about it was, one of the girls I asked out, she said she felt she was too dark for any boy to like her. So
That's the
that's why
stuff
she
people don't
turned
understand.
out. Right. I thought she was beautiful. So she said, I just didn't. But I felt that she said they used to call her Shadow. They used to call her Purple. I thought she was beautiful. I don't care. Well, maybe the heart knows what the heart wants. And that's another thing about it. People are worried about what other people are going to think. I liked her. I thought she was beautiful. I thought she had beautiful eyes. But other boys and girls used to call her all kind of names. And I think she said it in the Facebook post That affected her childhood. But I said, I thought you were beautiful. Really? BMT was beautiful? Yeah. That's why I asked you out in fifth grade. I wasn't doing that to make fun of you. I was doing that, but I was serious. I don't hold no resentment on her or in other people. I I understand that maybe I wasn't there at that point. So that's what I gotta say, Zell. I mean, shit happened, bro.
To be honest, I might be on the opposite side of that because I don't know. I don't think I ever been. I did one time, but then I ended up dating her, so that ended up. I
Yeah.
probably been on the opposite of me being a church boy in high school and not like messing around like that. So I basically try to ignore things as much as I could.
I mean, that's fine, but I was a church boy. I used to beat the drum and I used to love playing, being an usher, and you know what I'm
Like, I
saying,
was
doing
teaching
stuff like
Sunday
that.
school at 15, so
Mm.
so people knew my what I was at that point. Got in the college, got a little wilder though. Like I said, little small town boy, get outside. You know what I'm saying? Being T small town boy, go outside first
Yeah.
time. So life is like okay, but high school was completely different. So and people like, oh, you was like it was like that in high school? Yeah, probably it was like that. But like I said, and plus, if you never, what thing I want to say, what we've been talking about is like you don't understand what people are going through. It's a reason they're going in these spaces. As the BMT said, he didn't know she was going through that, but she probably want to. She probably see other people that experience the same thing. You know what I mean, BMT? She probably have
Right.
other people that experience that, and then they connect off that, and that becomes a safe space. And in itself, that is okay. But if that space becomes something bitter or negative, it can also be bad. Like I'm saying, safe spaces are not bad, but it's once it's become something more than that. Like all of a sudden, your space on, oh, we was mistreated as dark skinned women. I got called this. I got called this. We connect. We have a kinship. But if it becomes we hate men, it becomes something more than just a safe space. If it becomes men been heartbroken get together and it becomes we hate women, that is more than just a safe space. It's not just brothers uplifting each other. It becomes a group of men who are misogynists, essentially, who become so these feelings stir up, and this dude telling his experience, I'm getting mad. This guy telling his experience, I'm getting mad. BMT said his experience, I'm getting upset. Then all of a sudden, these women ain't no good. It become this space. All of a sudden, you have these decrees and these rules that oh women aren't allowed in our space because they're ruining black culture, bro. I saw this somewhere. The dude like we don't date black women because they ruining black families. I'm like, bro, you just said you don't want to date black women. You are ruining black families. What do you mean? You don't want to date that group. You have gotten a safe space where you only like I just date white women. That is hurting the black family too. I don't know what's this concept coming from. And then they want, and then one thing I also noticed is they always try to sell you something once they get in these space. The leaders try to sell you something. They are always proposing to sell you something. No, I do not want to buy whatever you're talking about. I do not want to buy what you're selling. That is not, I'm not here for that. I just want a simple conversation and know how you feel. And I understand. I get it. I can't speak on being married. I never been married. I can't speak on certain things. I'm not gonna speak on it. Now, if you ask me what would I want, what I vision in my life for a wife, I can speak on that. I don't have kids. I can't speak on that. Certain things I'm not gonna speak on. You can go through man cave. How I would want to raise my kids is a different than how I would. So I see people talking about, oh, I ain't never gonna put the cell phone in front of my kid, and I'm gonna do that. BMT, the amount of people I seen say that BMT, and the
Mm.
first thing I see when their kids come up about 5 years later now, they got a big old tablet in their hand. BMT. So I said, I'm not gonna say speak nothing on this. I would like for me not to. You know what I mean?
No,
But
right. I'm saying that the thing about it is they're afraid of that, of the accessibility that their child is going to take up and run with. Because my kids have a cell phone. They have a cell phone to call me. They know how to use the internet. Hell, these kids nowadays, they actually have laptops, Chromebooks, where they can actually help. I'll still be doing this sometimes, or I'll be doing, I'm not the fast typer. I was watching my son do a whole email, like type up half a page. He did that in less than 30 minutes. And I was like, what? Yeah, Dad. We're in a different era, ladies and gentlemen. You're trying to stay in your safety conservative hub of reality when the world is evolving and forever changing. The things that we used to be involved in, like, you remember when America Online came out, when internet first came out? That
yeah,
was a new you remember that we don't
I used to use that with LimeWire.
exactly. Oh man, shout out to LimeWire, FrostWire. Downloading our
Destroyed that
CD.
PC, boy. That computer went so slow. BMT after about a month of using it.
Man, like
I ain't know nothing about a virus.
my mom used to complain about it. She used to complain about it, but however, it was interesting because she'd be like, "Go download me that new gospel tape coming, that new gospel CD or that Tyler Perry movie." She was asking me to do that. Nowadays, nowadays we're in a different era now. My kids know how to look up all kind of stuff now. You gotta understand. See, they're afraid because your kids are going to see and notice certain things about you that you don't want to come out. And that's the thing about it that a lot of people don't deal with. You reap what you sow. And that's something I've seen that's been going on in a lot of these safe spaces. When that's why you have people trying to teach their kids certain agendas or certain talking points. You trained your daughter to be a surrogate mama for your children. Now your daughter don't want to have kids, or your daughter now says mama was irresponsible. Daddy, you was a player, but I also know that you was a failure. These kids are talking. They're grown now. I met a girl and a boy that were born in 2000. Y'all know how old they are? You want to know how old they are right now? They're 22 years old. I'm like, wow. A 2000 baby is now an adult now? Shit. So imagine how they see the world. Hello. I'm an 80s baby. So I was here before fucking Nintendo was running like that.
It's amazing how fast the world changes. We were just talking about AOL, and now you got a gigabyte speed internet that everything downloads in seconds, and I'm like, oh, I had a struggle. I thought it was normal to wait 50 minutes for something to download. Now if it take 10, I'm upset. Why my internet slow? What's wrong with the internet?
Right. Right. God damn, God forbid you gotta. Y'all remember what it like to watch a YouTube video? It had to buffer.
You had to hit the pause
You remember
button and walk away.
it had to, you had to watch a little bit of it, pause it, scroll it back, let the buffer thing go up some more, watch a little bit more of it, pause it, let it go up some more. You don't have that anymore. Now you just watch it straight through
4K. Not even.
in 4K. Just saying, man, these safe spaces are being re-terraformed and reconfigured.
And I see a lot of people say people. It's a struggle because I do this too, but they be like, sometimes you just need to do away with podcasts, and I'm like, and then it's hard for me to disagree as I watch them. You know what I mean, BMT?
Right.
Because all it is like, let's spread negativity and watch people interact with it. Like, negativity is literally what's driving the internet. And I want to leave off this before we go. I didn't want to be too long, but negativity is what leads the internet right now. If I go out there and if I title this video something crazy, BMT, let's say I put my face on there and be like, black women did this, they need to get it together. The views would shoot up far beyond what they are now, BMT.
They will come. Sometimes I like to put child support in my topics, and I'm amazed how much views I get when I talk about child support.
Yeah, just something negative. Why? Because the people that agree with you want to get negative with you. And the people that disagree with you want to yell at you. They want to argue with you. They want to fuss with you. They want to get in there with you and say you're wrong. And it's like a game to them. And then they do a podcast on what your podcast was about, calling you stupid. And then you go in their podcast and make a space. And then you respond to them, and then both of y'all getting views off of pure negativity, arguing with each other. So when I see, as BMT, one of his favorite people, he basically introduced me to her. I didn't know who she was. I stay off negativity. Wasn't it Cynthia G?
Oh,
When she says the negative thing, you're gonna see a lot of spaces, even BMT, even though he wants to dispel it, I get what he wants to do, but you're gonna see a lot of people go after it. Cause it's negative. And it directly attacks me, so I'm gonna go with it. And guess what people gonna do? People at BMT probably don't see often anymore will be in his stream that he used to see. Like dudes he probably don't see often unless it's negative will show up and be like, BMT, get on her, get her, do this, do that, get on her, tell her the truth about her. Let's get on and talk about this.
so
And
true.
then she's gonna respond to you or maybe somebody that said something about her, and she's gonna get the view because she calling them whatever.
Yep. And the cycle continues.
Yeah, so
The cycle
like I said,
continues.
I don't know who she is because she tend to be regular negative, real negative. So I don't tend to. My boy, the co-owner of the overall 99 West, he used to tell me, Trev, they said this about me. I'm like, bro, ignore, block them, mute them.
Go
Don't
on.
go outside. Protect your peace because you're gonna get negative feelings and you're gonna want to discuss it and you want to yell about them and then you're gonna feel negatively about it and then you're gonna carry on and then it's like this thing in which what was supposed to be a safe space has now become a money making. This is how I'm ending this, by the way. This is why I did this whole series, the whole 3 part. The thing that was supposed to be good turns into something negative. Why? Because it's money in it. And it's attention in it. And it's harder to say something positive to get attention and say something negative. Your local news do it. It's not. It's YouTube does it a lot too. Your news does it. The leading story is the most negative story they can. Joe Biden said this negative thing. Trump said this negative thing. This local person did this. This local person did this. And it gets views because it's negative. And people like to complain about things they don't like. You'll see Fox News start off with a Democrat. You'll see MSNBC start with a Republican and what they did. You'll see Kanye use negativity too. I want it specifically enough Kanye. And we're gonna get this again, then we're gonna get out of here. I either teach and I don't watch TV. True, that's a good thing. That's how you protect your peace. One thing I found is that Kanye did BMT. You saw the White Lives Matter shirt.
Yes, I did.
You see what he said about the Black Lives Matter organization. By the way, I have a podcast in which I did appreciation Black women, and somebody asked me in that podcast BMT on why I'm doing charities, but why I didn't include them. I gave the same reason in 2020 that Kanye gave them, but I said don't let that fool you on the movement because the movement was before this, but money got involved, and certain things happen when money get involved. Again, Black Lives Matter is inherently a good thing. Am I right, BMT?
Yeah, it's
It's
bringing out that of. It's bringing out that of. I was. I have. I've been. You know, with I've been with that of chapters of Black Lives Matter, if people don't know, and we have talked about or we have brought certain stuff like, hey, the state troopers on I-26 are overly arresting that of the blacks, and they was whoa, 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 what do you mean? And then we started researching showing, but they won't report that. They'll report there's riots. So you'll stay in that of you want to stay in the comfort and duck your head when they're doing negative stuff, but then you don't want to go out there and challenge that of the negative stuff that's being done to your people. And so I have a problem with that. Like a lot of people, like people who speak on BLM, I ask them, "Have you ever been to a Black Lives Matter rally?" And they'll be like, "No, why would I go out there?" Well, hold up, how are you speaking on something that you stand in your comfort bubble watching through the news with them telling your narrative? I'm sure if they heard, hey, they say, hey, we're gonna go out there for a rally to bring awareness. I'm sure Zell's like, hey, I'm off of work. Shit, let me go out there and go see for myself. When I've been at the rally, I didn't see nobody done. If anything, we were looking for, hey, y'all, let's not go. Let's not go. Put your hands on the police. Let's be respectful. Hell, we had white people out there with us too. They don't like hearing that. There'd be white people out there with us sometimes. We're all talking about, hey, y'all, stop over policing the blacks. But that's complaining. No, and I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. I'm a soldier, and I was nervous because I was afraid of what could happen. But I'm glad that I went out there. I could tell my kids I stood for something. The sheriff came out there and said, "Hey, we're looking into it, and guess what? It was found to be valid evidence that they were over policing certain areas where it was the predominant demographic was black DG people. If you don't know better, you won't know to do better."
That is
That's when y'all
true.
saw that video, that black man in Charleston, South Carolina, where the police officer caught him and shot him in his Walter White. And what the police officer do? Put a gun down on the ground. The AME 9 that was shot. That was my stepdaddy's church. I've been in that church. I don't want to go back to church. No offense, because it's very hurtful. But we have to talk about that. We can't hide away from that. So y'all can choose to run away from the problem. But that don't mean the problems are going to go away. Your problems are going to go away.
That is
That's all I got to say,
true.
bro.
And again, on that, again, he brung up certain people and the actions they do. He ignoring the movement. Again, I called him. I don't want to say too much because again, I done talked about Kanye enough, and BMT just heard how I feel about talking about the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, Kanye's a piece of
But
crap right now.
he wants attention. He's always wanted attention. We encouraged the attention. He lived off the attention, and now we got what we got. Because we knew he was wrong when he just went up there. We cheered on when he called George Bush racist. We cheered when he went up there and interrupted Taylor Swift, knowing that wasn't right. We cheered when he did all these other things, and then he keep doing them, and then we disagree with. Then we're like, oh, we disagree with what he doing now, and then we like, we can't stop him because he didn't got used to it, and that's who
Yeah,
he
we've
is
been
now.
encouraging him the whole time. We've been backpacking. Yep.
Yes. So now I see when he say black celebrities done turned on me, and they don't. Y'all encouraged it until you didn't. Now he think he's owed it, and now he think y'all betrayed him, and now he's like, I'm going with this side. I'm like, bro, they do not like you, my guy. But It is what it is at this point. So he wants attention, and we gave it to him, and now it's insane. Attention is a powerful drug, and that's why I always said, BMT, before we get off, that's why these safe spaces turn negative, and then as we say it, the cycle continues. Any last word before we get out of here, BMT? I appreciate you for coming on.
Man, you know I'll always come, dude. If y'all gotta understand, I am heavily collabing with Zell. If y'all want to do me a solid favor, subscribe to Overall 90 Media. That is one of my partner YouTube collab brothers and channels where y'all can catch me doing work. I've told y'all I am building with balanced content creators. Balanced content creators, men and women that want to have a balanced discussion. They want to be able to talk about life, policies, ethics, standards, and just being excellent in the things that they do. So if Zell were to call me or email me, I will respond back, say, when? When? Just tell me when. Because we don't have enough of these voices being spread, but we'll have the polar opposite charging voices of negativity being spread. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
True, true. I
So we
appreciate
definitely need to start pushing for more of ourselves and less of the entertainment. Just saying.
Yeah, I tried. What like
Thank you.
my goal is not to like tell people how to live their life. People are different. You are BMT is way different than me, and our personalities, the way we're raised, in sociology, that's environment, genetics, all that stuff. Different people. All I want to do is encourage people to keep growing and try to discuss why. I'm never gonna say what to do. I'm always asking why. So and trying to encourage everything. That's why I hope y'all took in the speech on Latimer, Lewis Howard Latimer. By the way, he also invented the first air conditioner. People don't know that it was actually called the apparatus. Like I said, BMD, I'll be here all day if I mention this man. But I appreciate y'all. Hope to see y'all again on Zell Theory. We'll probably get back to Man Cave, and then I'll come up with another series for Zell Theory after Man Cave. I invite BMT back. He'd be one of my guys for Zell Theories and stuff like that, in which I talk about why certain things happen. It might be education versus non-education next time, but I'll think about it and go over it because I think a lot of people get, even me when I first got out, you don't realize what college is and all that stuff. So we're gonna talk about that. I appreciate you again, BMT, and we're out.